You're on.
Okay, so my topic is how does social media impact society? Social media is like a big part of our lives, whether we admit it. Like I personally use social media on a daily basis, but is it actually doing more harm than good? So more people are using social media to spread like news or information around. For example, like politicians use it to campaign for their elections and like get their name out there. Terrorist groups are another group who use a lot of forms of social media to also get like their message out. Older people use it to like keep in touch with their families. Like my grandma, she uses Facebook to like see pictures of her grandkids so she can kind of watch them grow up. And also younger people use it to put their opinions out there and like meet new people and keep in contact with their friends. So there was actually a conducted study at the Northeastern University that surveyed 500 first-year college women, and researchers found that the first-year college students use an average of 11 forms of social media, and which include like television, internet, movies, video games. They found on average they spend nearly 12 hours a day using a form of social media, and the study also found a correlation between lower GPA and higher social media use. So exactly what does it do to people's grades and education? It can have an effect on their academic performance, but like it's kind of hard to find like a direct link between the two. But not all social media is like bad for education. Like people who like read newspapers and books actually show like higher levels of like scores in GPA and stuff, because that's also considered like a form of social media. So I did a survey of our class. Not everyone answered, but
Uh-oh. You don't have permission to do your own thing?
okay. Well, it was like graphs to show, I guess. I didn't know how you're supposed to do that. Well, like show like 50% of like people use like like 50% of the class uses like Snapchat for like an hour or less a day. Same with Twitter and like other social media sites. And then like I also did how much hours people spend on doing homework, and it was about an hour. So like out of like those 3 social media, they spend about like 3 hours on average, like people do, and then like 1 hour to doing homework. So like people are obviously on social media more than like doing their homework, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's kind of cool to see how ourselves like fit into that equation. So there are some advantages of it. It's easier to like make friends. Like people have hundreds of followers on Twitter, friends on Facebook, and like you can meet new people. Like in the olden days, like people met in like bars and like went out. Now people like meet online, and like online dating sites has become a big part. It's also a faster way of communication. Like it only takes like seconds to like send and receive an iMessage, and like you can easily get in contact with the person. It keeps you in touch with like the world and like what's going on. Like people are constantly posting about the news and like their lives, and it's like where you can see about like politics and what's going on in the world. It also can build self-confidence in teens. Like you post like a selfie on Instagram or something, like most people comment good things about it, and like it can boost your self-esteem, especially in like teenagers and young adults. It also offers ways for people to reconnect. Like you may not always have time to like give someone a phone call or write a letter to them to see like what's going on or how they're doing. So like you can just look on their Facebook or Twitter and see like what's going on in their lives and still get a good idea of what's happening. And then we also have some disadvantages. Some people think it puts too much emphasis on like the virtual world, so like you might start to lack social skills in your life because you're all about using the internet and stuff. Cyberbullying is also a problem because people feel more confident and like say things they wouldn't normally say in real life behind a screen. They like feel powerful and invincible. It also has an impact on productivity. Like like you kind of truly get addicted to it while like doing homework, or like people are at work, they like are constantly checking their phones or on like Twitter, like they get kind of off task and like you like procrastinate and waste your time on it. Also privacy, like once you put something out there, there's no going back, so you kind of have to be careful of what you put out on there. Facebook more specifically, research has found that middle school, high school, and college students who check Facebook at least once during a 15-minute study break have lower grades. It's also associated with a host of psychological disorders like narcissism. Like it provides an opportunity to say what you want without anyone like really seeing you. Anxiety and depression people also have that problem with it. And it's also harmful to teens' brains because it's like a greater distraction, and like people will often find themselves on it while doing homework or something. Also task switching, so like people do like multiple things at once. Like let's say you're reading a book and like playing a video game or something. Like people are more likely to do difficult kinds of tasks because they like learn to do that. And then we also have Twitter. Like some positives, I guess, about Twitter. Like it's so big. Like you can look about like politics on there and like find out about the presidential election or like other stuff coming up about it because like there's so much out there. And it's like kind of simple though because like you only have like 140 characters to like post on it, so it's like you don't have to read like a whole book. Like it's just like a few like sentences or something, and it's like easy to just look up stuff, and like everything you goes to your followers, so it gives them the opportunity to like retweet, and like other people can see it too. And then some like negatives, it's not very like ideal for like visual, so like I mean you can post pictures on there, but like most people use like Instagram or like Pinterest for those pictures and stuff. But also like limited characters can, I guess, also be a downfall because you can't write a whole lot because like you're limited. And then like it's also really busy because like other people's retweets are coming up on yours, so like you might see a lot of stuff. So like as a kind of conclusion, like social media has some pros and cons to society. It's become like a part of our lives, and we need to like learn how to use it so we can use it for the good, and like yeah. Any questions?
How addictive do you think social media is?
I feel like it's definitely rose in like the past few years, but pretty addictive. Like almost everyone today I feel like uses at least one type of social media. Like even my grandma has an email and like uses Facebook, but like I don't necessarily think it's always bad, but I think it's pretty addictive.
Do you think that social media negatively affects self-esteem more than it does positively?
I think it affects it more positively because like people don't normally like comment like rude things on it, I guess. Like from my experience, like you mostly see like compliments of stuff, but like it definitely can like be bad with like cyberbullying and stuff. But like I've never really experienced a lot of that, so like
I guess I was thinking more like seeing other, like if you're a teenage girl, seeing other teenage girls that are like, you would think prettier than you. Did you read anything about how harmful that is or no?
not really. Yeah.
Do you think that's perhaps harmful for like, say someone with like a lot of followers to constantly be getting compliments and constantly be gratified? Do you think that could, in the long run, affect their sense of reality and self-esteem?
Yeah. Like, I feel like if they get like too into it, that's not even like good either, you know?
Did you watch that video of this girl who's like super famous on Instagram, and she posted this video that was like, it's called like social media isn't real, and she's like, every picture that I posted, whether it looked candid or not, like it was candid, and and I would spend hours, like I wouldn't eat that day just so I could like look good in my bathing suit so I could post it on Instagram and how it like ruined her life and how stressed out she was.
No,
It was crazy.
That sounds interesting. I'll look at putting it in my next presentation. Thanks for the advice. Bryce?
Might be a bit more of an opinion-based question, but do you think social media in general has done more harm or good?
I personally think it's more good, but it definitely has its downfalls.
So, when that slide that was talking about your GPA, like the 11 different kinds of social media, that was books?
Like, I think it's like
TV.
everything, like internet, like television, like magazines, like
So-
they had like a really broad category.
Yeah.
of it. And
So,
then there's
like-
also like traditional media, like books and newspapers.
That's so funny because like you read books for your classes. So
I know, which like
that's kinda
I don't
hard.
know. I tried to like kind of look into it more, but like it was hard to say like if there's a direct like link between the two.
That's so interesting. When I think of social media, I think of all the apps on my phone. I don't think of newspapers and I'm watching my TV show.
So like I guess like it's not all, but like a lot of it probably was like television, video games, and
Oh,
stuff.
I can see
video
how they
games?
can
That's
be
cool.
like, I don't know, it's
But like
how
magazines and stuff, I think, and like books were in there too.
So thank you. Jack, you're my questions guy, did you have anything?
He already asked.
He has like 4
Okay, so here's a
questions.
question. How old do you have to be to have Facebook?
I don't
12 or 13 is my
Is that too young?
Yes.
Yeah, I
know.
It's embarrassing.
And they're just
Yeah.
like embarrassing.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, God. Well, see, that's part of my fear too as a parent, and like this is that whole, like creating that media trail for yourself. So when you're 10, 11, 12, and there are parents that set them up for their kids, not this girl. But, you know, so let's
Yeah,
say
like,
my
I
12,
feel
well, I
like-
mean, they're on Snapchat, and I know you think those things go away in 6 seconds or whatever happens, but we know that's not true. So what happens if Cole's doing stupid things and sending stupid things, and then later on in life, those stupid things, you know, and I hope that some company would, look what you did when you were 12, because then I'd be like, really? But do you know what I'm saying? You're starting this pattern so early of bad behavior.
Yeah, I wonder how that will affect them later on if they're using this at such a young age.
Yeah, I was on
I feel like
with my little brother, I
does,
see him
yeah.
like on like that, like my phone or like just playing games or just like on so many technologies. I'm like, honestly, like.
Yeah, like
oh
my
God,
cousins,
that's
they're
not
always
you
on like their
somehow.
iPads and like watching movies in the car, and it's like when they go to my grandma's, they just have like actual toys, and they're just like, I'm gonna go on the iPad, like,
They're bored.
yeah.
Kind of going along with that question, do you think that social media could affect a lot of younger children's development?
Yes.
You mean in a negative way or?
Negative way.
I think there are a lot of
Like there-
positives with,
Yeah.
you know, if we're just talking electronics. But I do worry about the negative stuff, like if you're exposing yourselves to have friends. I mean, how many of you guys have friends on Facebook that you have no idea who they are? And you're giving them access to your life. That's wicked powerful to me. I mean, like, you're just saying, look at my, for me, look at my children, look at my dogs, look at my students, look at, you know, I can pull up Aaliyah's, you know, directions to her house and nearby hotels, and, you know, that's scary to me. But like I said, you're just giving them access to everything. So especially at a young age, it's like, what do I want people to see about my children? Which is pretty much nothing. Because I always think the negative, like some creeper. And then that plays into your topic.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the time is. What's that?
Yeah.
Did you set the camera?
No, I didn't stop the camera yet. Wait, were we recording?